All right, guys, today we are at an uphill trail. We are on the Wabash RT. Gonna give it a little bit of love on a cross-country mountain bike trail just to see what the bike can do. A couple of things. I am running tubes, and this is my first time on this trail with this bike, so just keep in mind if I don't make obstacles or something like that, it's more the rider than the bike itself. With that being said, this is about a 13-mile trail, and we're going to try to do the whole thing. It's more of an out and back, and we'll see what kind of range we get. As of right now, I'm keeping it in Eco Plus mode. Haven't really went out of that. I don't plan to, because I want to keep it slow, just because I'm running tubes in the tires and I don't want to catch a flat from going too fast, which I've done in the past, but I was running a lot less pressure in the tires. Ideally, if you were running tubeless, you could probably go down to like 30 or 40 and be okay, but I don't want to get a pinch flat and have to walk the bike back. So that's the plan. And so far, this thing is excellent. Eco Plus mode, not giving me too much power. Gearing's adequate, shifters and riding position. I've had to tweak that over time, but it's good. So yeah, so far okay, let's see. I like that. So far, this power seems good. No qualms so far. Really ideal. A little bumpy, but not too bad. So the majority of this trail is flat and fast, I would say, in the beginning, and then as we get through towards the end, you have to climb your way out. So you got a low, slow, seemingly flat way in, and then you build yourself up to climbing out of it and then go back down at the end. It's not like crazy elevation, not something that anybody would consider dangerous or highly difficult, but challenging, I guess I could say. I am enjoying this a lot. All right, so what are my thoughts so far? Plenty of torque, plenty of power. One thing I did not capture in the beginning of the trail was how many miles we had left, but we went like less than a mile, I believe, something like 1.5 miles. Based on the guessometer, we've got 74 miles of range. This sucker is fast. So we're currently running 14, 16, 21. All right, so we are on the bumpy section of trail. Bike's doing pretty well. So far, this thing is doing really well. Easily gets up to 15, 16, maintains it. I can't tell you what gear I am in, but it's towards the top of the range. And I'm just going along at 149 beats per minute. Pretty decent heart rate. One thing I will say, just based off what I'm experiencing right now, is this motor is silent. I don't hear anything. My Giant is definitely much louder than this, which has an older version of the same motor. And I think this is the version 2. The new one, someone just posted on my channel, on one of my videos, and let me know there's a new version of this on the European website. Looks very much the same, except it's got a, I think it's the PWX3 motor. So I don't think I've mentioned this before, but this bike has, whoa, a lot of power in the mid-range. I could probably have jumped that, but I've never jumped anything on this bike, so not gonna try to bunny hop it today. Not trying today. Yeah, we'll leave the rough stuff for back here with the rocks. So if you're watching and you're thinking, this is a super smooth, not so difficult trail, you want to see some more action, then wait till later in the video, because there's definitely some climbs and some rocks, some chunky stuff towards the end. Well, middle and end. Coming up on a little more difficult section. All right, we're back. We're gonna try to put the dropper down because this section is a little aggressive. Oh man, this is where I typically get a flat, so I'm gonna try to go slower. Actually, I feel like the back is flat. Nope, still got it. All right. So, if you're wondering about the dropper, I would say it's good. Good enough range to be able to go down and allow me to navigate more chunky stuff like this. Do I like the placement of the switch on the handlebars? No, I do not. I wish it was more like a mountain bike where you could have it right at your fingertips. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Come on, we got this. We got this. Come on, bike. Give me the power. Wrong gear. Definitely picked the wrong gear for that. One thing that's interesting, if you've never ridden a gravel bike, is you got to be a lot further up on these handlebars to be able to grab your brakes on this chunky stuff. So I'm way further forward on the bike than I'm used to when I'm going down this. And that may be intimidating for people. Just so you know, I've done all this trail before, and it's intimidating for me. Okay, can we get it? Oh, we better be able to get it. Nope. This is pretty tough. I don't know if it's because I don't have the assistance up or if it's the weight of the bike or both or my fitness. I'm definitely working hard right now. 170 beats per minute. It's it's weird because on a bike like this, even on my regular ride on the street, for some reason, I'm carrying a higher heart rate than I would on the regular bike. But I'm doing the same speed. And I feel like I'm putting out the same amount of power. But somehow, I don't know what's happening. But this is right here where I catch a flat every time. So if you guys are watching and you're thinking, why are you not hucking it off stuff? Well, it's because I got tubes. And I really don't want to walk this bike back like 5-6 miles. I've done that in the past recently, and it sucked. Really sucked. Comment down below, let me know if you like this new format where I'm stopping and taking a video off of the bike, or if you prefer me just going straight through. Yeah, see that? That's not fluid. That is not fluid. Taking your hands off the handlebar to be able to put the seat down while you're going downhill. Not ideal. I don't know if all gravel bikes are like that, but if they are, gravel bike industry, fix that. Oh, and also, comment down below if you guys use a dropper on your gravel bike. I had a friend that told me that droppers were not a thing on gravel bikes. I thought they were. So it'd be interesting to know what the consensus is out there from people who are either getting into it, been into it, or getting out of it. Because I could see why someone might second guess their decision after riding a trail as bumpy as this on a bike this heavy with this much PSI in the tires. Definitely feeling it in my hands, my grip, way more than my mountain bike or a flat bar, I guess. That's another thing I've been considering is getting a flat bar for this bike. I know it's kind of against the point of the bike. Gravel, more aggressive, closer to the road, but I just have way more control. Of course, I'm not going to do that now, but it'll be something that if in future I want to put tubeless and ride this bike on some more aggressive trails, I might do that. So I've been riding the bike for, I don't know, maybe a mile with no assist. Not even aware of it, really. So that's interesting. For awareness, the assist is on now. The bike is on, assist is on, and here we go up another climb. There we go. Okay, let's get the seat up. Oh, seat's up. Better, better, better. Momentum. Yeah, definitely easier to climb with this bike when the seat is up. There's a couple of sections on this trail that are going to come up soon where I'm not sure if I want the seat down or up or not. But I can tell you right now, this is a section I want the seat down. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. I reached out, had to misplace my hand to be able to engage the seat post dropper, which I probably should have just left it at like 75% height, but I didn't. If you guys are watching this, you're thinking, this freaking noob. And yes, I am new riding gravel bikes on mountain bike trail. So, this is cool. And I'm riding with way more PSI in the tires than I would like to on some chunky, bumpy trail. But yeah, the tires are doing well. Considering the PSI that I have in them and the rigidity of the bike and the speed at which I'm going, which you can't see. Well, maybe you can. Maybe you can on the display. That's what happens when you look down while you're mountain biking. Which is probably why. Tree. Oh my gosh. Whoa. You guys. Sheesh. The power's great. Steering's great. Brakes are great. Placement of the dropper seat switch, not great. I would say hand placement is okay, but the fact that I have to keep my hands so far forward when I'm traversing things, especially going downhill, puts me in a way different position. Makes me a little uncomfortable. First drop. I knew that was coming. Woo. So, a little thing I've noticed as I'm riding the bike through here a couple of times so far is that the battery tray is just getting a little dislodged, almost to where like you would, almost similar to what it looks like whenever you pop the key open, or pop it open with a key, sorry. And so that's a little worrying. Oh boy. All right, so that's a perfect example right there. I just put the seat up. I was able to traverse that, but I didn't have enough time to be able to adjust that seat. And for you guys that maybe are on trails that you know, it's not such an issue because, like even on this trail, I've been on this trail a lot, so I can typically remember like really difficult sections where I need to put in the dropper or put down the dropper to be ready for it, but not all the time. I stopped just on this hill so I could capture the climb up. It's a little bit of a difficult hill where you have to turn right at the top. Let's see what we can do. And that's just like me stopping mid-gear range on a hill, taking off in Eco Plus mode. Oh, dab. And it did really, really well. Some bikes that I've ridden, just even regular bikes, you know, themselves, not e-bikes. Sometimes it's hard to find the proper gear set or gear range to climb. You'll either get too easy and the bike will lift on you, or you get too hard and you can't get going. This bike, pretty good. I was able to take off mid-hill, and probably lower section of the gear range, but still, I would say that's good for a bike that's 50 pounds. You want to be able to take off on a hill rather than have to push the thing up, and this can do it. Okay, so I think we're coming up on some downhill sections that I typically love to do. I don't think that I should do them on this bike, just because I'm not running tubeless yet, and I don't want to. I don't want to get a ruptured tire back here. Hadouken! Oh yeah. So taking that section slow. If I were on my dual suspension, I usually launch over that thing. If you guys are wondering, right now I'm going about 12, 14 miles an hour. This is the downhill section I was talking about. Woo! Not too bad, not too bad. There's another one that's a little more chunky than that, but definitely having to pick the lines where stuff is less chunky. I typically do the opposite with my mountain bike. I try to hit the rough stuff. So having to shift my mindset as I'm riding. Let's get back to, okay, we are at 9 miles, 78 minutes, 156 beats per minute. Elevation gain is about 285. Here we go, taking off. So this is more difficult. Oh! I didn't bomb down that like I usually do speed-wise, but I went down it pretty aggressively, and she did good. She did good. Okay, all right. So those are the two fun little downhill sections that are a little more aggressive with rock. We've got some more sections that are more flowy that'll come up later. But so far, the bike is doing really, really well. I would say if I put tubeless on this, I'd be a lot more confident in bombing down stuff. I'm probably too confident, because with this lean, this forward lean, I just get uncomfortable being that far forward on the bike. I feel like I can't zoom or get off the bike as easily in the event of something happening. Of course, that's why your dropper seat would go down. Hence why I believe gravel bikes that are going to be ridden aggressively should have droppers. Just like this. No dropper. Okay. Drop her down. A little bit of chunky section. Pull. All right, here we go. Gator tail. We're going to try it. I never make this, so don't expect it. Okay. What? Yeah, didn't do it. And that sucked too. So I just clipped my knee, in front of my knee, as I was turning with this brake lever at the very end of it, like a little eagle talon. Ooh. We're currently at 62 miles of range in Eco Plus mode. And we have traveled, 1 second. We have traveled 11.39 miles. Our average is going to be way off today because I'm stopping and recording, and hopefully Strava will get our moving average versus our stop versus our whole average. I'm getting better at it, but just one thing overall I'd say about the bike that I don't love is the placement of the dropper post switch. I said that like 3 times. Get further into this trail, and I realize it more and more that I do not like that placement. Where could I put it? I don't know. Whether a dropper is supposed to be on a gravel bike or not, I don't know. The fact of the matter is, there is a dropper on this bike. I do like to use it. I am on an aggressive trail where I feel like it's useful, but I have to make the switch in places that aren't aggressive so that I can have it when I'm in spots that are aggressive. Like maybe if I could have it on the other side, the left side versus the right side, maybe I could drag the rear brake and be able to hit that while also like just basically do some trail braking while I'm hitting the dropper post. The problem is, so like this section right here, I'd want to engage the dropper, but I can't because I'm spinning up on it too fast. And here, I'd want the dropper ring not on. I want full seat so I can climb. Come on, baby. Definitely gave me the power, but I got sideways. You guys have no idea how close I was to creating a situation. All right, so this is a fun little section right here. We're gonna hop down, go straight up. That's a lot of fun. Woo-hoo. Woo. Love it. That's like one of my favorite parts of this ride. Let's see. Definitely I can take it whenever I go up these more rooty sections. But it takes a little more effort. I think because I'm leaned over more, I have to like pull back on the bike versus up on the bike. Regardless, we're sitting at 170 beats per minute and cruising through the trail on the probably last couple of miles of trail to be had. And man, I like it. I like it. Even with the weird dropper post position, it's good. So you're gonna see a section right here that I never make, ever. But we'll see how far we can go up. Okay, so yeah. Really works your wrists riding this bike. I'm gonna go ahead and say that whoever these gravel riding folks are, on mountain bike trails. Trying to visit the pain cave or something. Because man, putting yourself through this, at least initially, versus just riding a dual suspension mountain bike or even a hardtail mountain bike where you're more upright. Sorry guys, that was not my typical line. I'm having to pick lines that are less bumpy or less edgy. I don't want to catch the edge of a big rock, sandwich the tire, pop the tube, and not be able to ride the bike. Even though I should be going tubeless, and that would give me the reason to do so. Anyway guys, we're getting close to the end. We are at 12.38 miles of a trail that is 13 miles and then some change. If you like this video, give me a like. If you want more content like this, comment down below. Let me know what it is you want to see with this bike or any of the other bikes I have. And if you want to be notified when new content comes out, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Out.